Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. My name is Matt and I like video games. And in today's video I'm going to be talking about the Xbox Lockhart and how it will not hold back the Xbox Series X. So stay tuned. Okay, so one thing I see on Twitter just about every day at this point is rumors surrounding the Xbox Lockhart. I'm sure by now you all know that the Xbox Lockhart is the all but confirmed low-end model of the next-gen Xbox Series X. A piece of hardware that is akin to what the Xbox One S is to the Xbox One X. In the price of both of these consoles, the Xbox Series X and the Xbox Lockhart are still up for debate as Microsoft and Sony seem to be playing chicken with their price announcements. And while they are locked in a stare down with each other, it's left to us fans to speculate on the prices of these next-gen consoles. We've seen some pretty feasible claims that the Xbox Series X and PS5 could be $499, while the PS5 all-digital could see prices as low as $400 and the Xbox Lockhart could be priced very generously at $300. However, we have seen some wild claims that the Xbox could look to undercut Sony by quite a lot by pricing the Series X at $400 and the Xbox Lockhart at $200. And I'll say that this is definitely not impossible, but I don't feel like it's very likely for Microsoft to take a huge loss on both consoles. I actually have a video where I go more in depth on how I think both of these consoles and their cut down counterparts will be priced. I'll leave a link to that video in the description just in case you're interested in checking that out. But the question that I see popping up from tons of different people on both Twitter and Reddit is, will the Xbox Lockhart hold back the Xbox Series X? I've seen numerous people answer this question in various different ways. Some people get really technical with their answers and some people like to keep it simple. But either way, I still see that the question persists online, so I figured I'd give my own take on it. Think of the Xbox One X and the Xbox One S. Both are current-gen consoles that play the exact same games at different frame rates and resolutions. For example, take a look at games from the Battlefield series, specifically Battlefield 1 and Battlefield 5. You're able to experience both of these games on the Xbox One X and the Xbox One S. The difference being that the Xbox One X not only has a higher resolution, but it sticks closer to its 60 FPS target. Now, both of these games were designed with the same current-gen CPUs in mind, but it still benefits from the boost in CPU clock speeds and GPU horsepower on both the Xbox One X and the PS4 Pro. And the Xbox Series X and the Xbox Lockhart are very similar in that manner. They both feature the same CPU architecture and GPU architecture, the difference being that Lockhart's CPU might be slightly underclocked versus the Series X CPU, and the Lockhart GPU is also much weaker than the Series X CPU. But it's still based on the same GPU architecture. And actually, going back to the CPU for a moment, there are some new rumors from Tom Warren of The Verge that suggest the Xbox Lockhart might have the same CPU clock speeds as the Xbox Series X. Though regardless of whether or not the CPU is clocked lower or the same, the only real difference in this lower SKU Xbox is the GPU and the amount of RAM allocated to gaming. Let's say a game runs at 4K 60 on the Xbox Series X. Well, then it might run at 1080p 60 on Lockhart. Or maybe a game is pushing the graphical end of things super hard and it runs at 4K 30 on the Xbox Series X with high-res textures. Well, then it'll likely run at 1080p 30 or 1440p 30 on Lockhart. The important thing is that these games will run on your Xbox Lockhart console. If you're coming from the old, huge 2013 Xbox One, you're gonna see a massive leap in both performance and visuals on the Xbox Lockhart. I mean, even if you were to go from the Xbox One X to the Lockhart, you'd still see a quantum leap in performance thanks to that CPU. A good way to think of this is to imagine all of those games that currently run at 4K 30 on an Xbox One X. Well, if you get an Xbox Lockhart, those games could probably run at 4K 60. And think of all the games that are already running at 4K 60 on the Xbox One X. Now these games could get support for enhanced modes for 120 FPS, depending on how graphically intensive or CPU intensive they are. And as far as game design goes, this Xbox Lockhart will not hold developers back from achieving their visions for their game, and the CPU will make sure of this. Will you be playing games at a lower resolution? Yes, absolutely. But that is to be expected when choosing the lower spec console. And if the rumors of these specs for the Xbox Lockhart are true, then we can expect the same CPU clocked at the same 3.8 GHz speed for 8-core 8-thread gaming and 3.6 GHz speed for 8-core 16-thread gaming. We can also expect it to be using the exact same SSD with the exact same velocity architecture that will be applied in the Series X. It will also have a less capable GPU at roughly 4 teraflops, whereas the Series X is at 12 teraflops. And it will have a decrease in system memory, which means you might see fewer high-res textures on the Xbox Lockhart than you would if you were gaming on Series X. But all in all, none of this will detract from what a game developer wants to create as far as the game design is concerned. But what do you guys think? What are your opinions on the Xbox Lockhart? Do you still think that it will hold back the Series X, or are you sure that it won't? Let me know in the comments below. Leave a like if you liked the video, and please subscribe if you would be so kind. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.